We do what we want, right? Sounds free. So what are we doing? We appease our likes and dislikes. You're not going to do things you hate unless forced to. But we don't choose our likes and dislikes, we just have them. You don't choose your moods, the music you love, the art you love, etc. Nor the stuff you dislike. You also have needs. None of which you choose. This gives you massive self-interest. What is will? Most people don't know. Will is a manifestation of your genetic predispositions, some inherited, which produce your original likes and dislikes. That's set against your environmental conditioning, learning, culture, experience, upbringing, etc., which together fuel/produce your current will. Free? Hardly. Unique? Yes, you have unique, individual, dynamic, though highly influenced, will. Lots of it. All based on your likes and dislikes, none of which you choose. Unique because your genetics and experience and environmental conditioning are unique. Individual because you aren't mentally connected to other people's brains. It's all you. In that sense, it's free of other people's direct will. And, you have understanding and learning due to language. Learning can change your likes and dislikes. So your will is dynamic. You know what is expected of you and the consequences of going against that. You've been told countless times by countless people since you were born. So unless you have a mental issue that prevents you from understanding, you're responsible for your actions, regardless of not having free will, even though some think you wouldn't without free will. That's obviously wrong. Yes, everything is determined. That's obvious. And some say that's why we don't have free will. But being determined doesn't mean predetermined. It's not like what you do was determined from the beginning of existence. Was there but one chain of cause and effect created at the beginning and still going without any other, then everything would be predetermined. But existence is and always has been the default state in one form or other. If not, nothing would now exist. And there are quadrillions of chains of cause and effect, all interacting and changing each other and creating new ones. This makes it impossible to accurately predict the next second with certainty, let alone the far future. So while this doesn't give you free will, it's not like everything you do is predetermined so that you couldn't have done something else. And likely you would have had a certain thing happen to change your mind. It's all determined now, as it happens. Everything needs a mechanism/structure to facilitate its existence. And that structure also limits it. So the mechanism I explained above is what facilitates and limits will. What would facilitate free will without limiting it? It makes no sense. Free will is like saying free conditioning. An oxymoron. We have better than free will. No, you probably could not have chosen another way to do something at that moment due to what is dominant for you at that time. But, if it doesn't work out, you will likely change your response for next time. That's adaptation. Again, what gives us an advantage over other animals is language, as well as billions more neurons. We think in complex concepts. Every word is a concept. We think in language. So we can do and create complex things animals can't. But think about how the brain works. Your consciousness lives 0.85 seconds in the past. Your limbic system gets sensory info first. Then it sends you emotions and an auto-response based on your genetic predisposition set against collective learning/experience. Everything you learn goes to auto. Learn a new skill. At first you have to think a lot about every aspect. As you get better you need to think less. Eventually it becomes an extension of self. You just know what to do. You don't have to think. If a musician had to think about every note, breath, finger position, they couldn't play on stage or improvise. Thinking is too slow. A ball is coming at your face. If you play ball you'll likely just catch it. If not you may just move. But think about it and it's already hit you. We use auto-response 90+% of the time. If you don't know something, or you get contradictory emotions/auto responses, and you have time, you can reject the auto response and deliberate, research, whatever, and if what you end up doing works, again, you've adapted and probably changed your auto response for next time. And so your consciousness is there to help teach your subconscious how to give you better auto responses. And you have so much influencing you. Ever get cravings? Well, guess where they come from? Your gut bacteria. Ever get a gut feeling/instinct? Well, that's where it comes from. Your second brain. Billions of neurons in your gut lining. All your cells communicate with each other and your brain. You think it's all due to your consciousness. But it's not. And everything you do is triggered. You don't scratch unless you itch. You have to meet your needs. If you had no needs, you would do nothing. No need to. So many influences. And many more. But this comment is going to be long enough. LOL. In the 1970s we discovered something amazing and bizarre. Due to a mental issue, we split the left and right hemisphere of the conscious brain. It mostly solved the problem. But then people were suddenly showing that both sides have separate wills, often contradictory. For example, a woman said something rude to a good friend, and at the same time slapped herself in the face with her left hand. The left part of the brain controls the right side of the body, and is the part of the brain that thinks in language. The right side thinks the way animal brains do, and controls the left side of the body. It's also where dreams come from. And there are so many more strange events that showed once the brain is separated, each side has its own will. Together, they usually work together. But even then, you can get contradictory emotions and auto responses. So that's two wills, but there's more. We also discovered that the subconscious knows what you are about to do sometimes several seconds before your consciousness thinks it's made the choice. Again, different parts of the subconscious give auto response. Sometimes contradictory ones. The amygdala give you the fight or flight response. The frontal lobe tries to make you do the harder thing when it's the right thing to do. And again, the limbic system has several parts. And it is what makes and stores your memory. It also makes memory long or short term. So how many wills do you have? It's hard to say, but it's far more than one. Free. Not a chance. And to me, better than free. LOL.